Y'all know this year is Dr. Enuf's 75th birthday. Yeah. How about a happy birthday to old Dr. Enuf? This was the color of the original bottles for Dr. Enuf, way back when they started. I'll tell you the story of Dr. Enuf tonight, a little history of Dr. Enuf. Thanks to an article by Fred Saltzman in the paper, got a little bit of history here to share. Dr. Enuf is called a soft drink today, but quenching thirst was not its original purpose. Chicago native Bill Schwartz developed the formula, loading it with vitamins and caffeine in the hope that it would cure lethargy. Any of y'all need that? Anybody lethargic? Already in the business of selling a soft drink called Tip, Charles Gordon acquired the rights to Schwartz formula and began bottling the drink he called Dr. Enuf 75 years ago in 1949 at his Johnson City Tri-City Beverage Company. Bill Schwartz, Gordon says, created the drink to replenish the nutrients that the body exhausts in a hard day's work. From the beginning, it was sold as a dietary supplement. A tonic was something to re-energize you. Today it bears the slogan, what's on your bottle? The original energy booster. I can use that. Charles Gordon insisted on Dr. Enuf being made of pure cane sugar, not the high fructose corn syrup that everybody wants to use. It's cheaper. He always bottled his drink in glass because he believed that preserved the flavor and the carbonation much better than plastic. The drinks were manufactured in Quonset huts, which could be constructed in about 300 hours. Having no support columns, they were ideal for easily moving crates of drink around inside. Gordon was familiar with Quonset huts because he had been stationed in the Quonset hut himself in England when he piloted gliders in World War II. One of the original huts still stands in Johnson City's West Walnut Street, and another sits behind the Tri-City Beverage Company on the city's south side. The therapeutic claims that have been made about Dr. Enuf over the years make you think, when you used to see the Western movies, you remember the wagon would come up with kind of the medicine man hawking stuff out the back? Well, that patent medicine stuff, well, the stories about Dr. Enuf kind of, some ways almost resemble that, except one exception. Dr. Enuf contains no alcohol. Charles Gordon developed a marketing scheme using forms of the photograph of himself at the top left and a drawing of a character in a dress jacket and bow tie bearing a wide smile on the top right. The forms were posted wherever Dr. Enuf was sold, inviting customers to use the space below Gordon's picture to tell the full story of their new health and vitality. That wonderful Dr. Enuf feeling. Hundreds of people responded. Their forms told amazing stories of Dr. Enuf curing most anything, including kidney slowdown, stomach disturbances, nervous and run-down conditions, or a feeling of growing older. See the old people out there today? You need a Dr. Enuf.
I'll say one word real quick. I've been drinking Dr. Enuf since I was a little bitty fella. Now I'm going to stand up and I'm going to turn around very slowly. My goodness, what a good looking officer. I've been kissing girls' hands at this I was 16, but I'll be 90 years old in July, and good old Dr. Enuf is doing his stuff.
Hey, another testimonial. Well, another early story from 1950 records that Mrs. Dan Smith of Lisbethton began taking injections for a stomach ailment, but her discomfort continued into the summer of 1951. So she decided to buy a carton of Dr. Enuf and try the new tonic. Her relief was immediate. On a form dated September 26, 1951, she wrote, "I could not eat meat, tomatoes, and other foods because they kept my stomach upset and gave me a nervous feeling. Now, since taking Dr. Enuf, I can eat anything without ill effects. My nervous condition has vanished." There you go. Now, today Charles Gordon's widow, Evelyn, expects her son Chuck, who now runs the business, to bring her a bottle every afternoon. Well, Gordon was a master of advertising, purchasing full-page ads on the back pages of the area's newspapers designed to look like they were news stories. Some of you may remember those. He paid paper boys to fold those newspapers backwards to make it look like Dr. Enuf was on the front page. Chuck says everyone thought Dr. Enuf was headline news that day. Charles Gordon's impact on the region was profound. Not only did he produce drinks, he also ran a furniture manufacturing business. I think Henry done bought him out. Yeah, and opened the first boat and motor dealership in the area, and even owned citrus groves down in Florida. In between, he found time to serve as Johnson City's mayor. Well, happy birthday, Dr. Enuf. We surely appreciate your support as a presenting sponsor for our Boones Creek Opry. Now, 7 lucky people tonight will find an envelope taped under their chair entitling them to a free Dr. Enuf, or a cherry wine if they can't drink Dr. Enuf, with a bottle of Dr. Enuf. And the good music, with the bottle of Dr. Enuf and good music tonight, here, Bailey, it's going to be good. He's warming up. Your next week is bound to be great.